So a lot of schools have set up something called wave 1 through to wave 4, which are all calculated results. Well above, I think, is wave 1, above is wave 2, at is wave 3, and below is wave 4. So it's just a way of grouping and standardizing. It's just different terminology to below, at, or above, because you don't want to keep telling people they're below the expected level, but it's, you know, you can tell them you're in wave 4, so we know that we need to bring you up a few. So those waves, in almost every case, have been applied to every test. So you would have, in fact, let's just modify this one to be waves, because it's very, very similar. So I'll just go to level, and I'll change level to be called wave. And instead of below, I'm going to call that wave 4, wave 3, wave 2, and I'll duplicate that, and I'll just say greater than 16 and less than or equal to 18 is wave 2, and wave 1 is slightly darker green, and that's anything over and above 19. So those rules that are put in place for putting kids into one of those 4 groups, you know, very high to very low, are able to be applied to any assessment, because all I need to do is change these breakpoints. I happen to be doing a test out of 20, so my checks only need to take 0 to 20 into account. It might be a scale score, 0 to 150. I can still take those scale scores in my calculations and bring them down to a wave. I think wave 1 is blue in many places, so I'll just make that blue. So I'll reload that map. And so you can imagine, even if you're just doing a printout and you've got a 4-level or a 5-level wave setup, you can very easily see reading, writing, maths, spelling, whatever assessments you've got there, and the wave will tell you which group they're in. You can then do a lot of analysis on this by using the distribution of waves. How many kids are in wave 1 in a number of different subjects? How many kids are in wave 2, and so on? And that's a really good way to focus your teaching as well. Because if you have one particular subject where everyone's in, you know, wave 4, you know that that's an area that needs some attention. And that wave, you can compare your year 1 students to your year 6 students to your year 10 students, because the calculations behind the scene have taken all the different year levels into account. And then of course you can graph that just as you've done before, and you can show that as a distribution, same way as we've done before. And so actually what a lot of schools do is they print out these graphs and pop them up on the walls, often of classrooms or just the staff room, for example, and then they're used to inform teaching. They're used to identify kids that are perhaps needing additional help. So wave 4, for example, I can just click there and I can see those are the kids who are on wave 4. We need to give them some help. And the wave 1 students, well, let's give them some extension and see if they can do even better.